I mean, like, Luke's 30. Zoom in on Luke's hair right now. It's too late to go back now. Wait, Harry, can you actually talk about what your dad's weirdest job was? What you told us before the camera was on. Allegedly got raided by police and allegedly done 10 years in jail.
Right, and out of nowhere, like, something came through the window, like the back window, and like my mate Flynn, he's like, everyone duck, duck, duck. So duck.
And they said, be more serious. I don't know what come over me. I was like, come on then, you. And I spat at him. And then he came over with a bottle and just clumped me so hard.
Another time I nearly died. Put the dipper in my mouth. When I'm laughing, I've gone, and I thought, oh fuck, I can't breathe. I just started doing star jumps. Couldn't talk. You can't tell anyone that you're fucking dying.
The first time I got paid, it was cash. I made a tweet, and my tweet said, I ain't never going broke again.
Underprivileged children.
I was thinking the same. I'd want to work with kids. You lot are twisted, you know. Like, I'd want to work with. Making me sound like Jimmy.
Welcome back to another episode of the Multipliers Club. My name's Joe Todd. I'm here with Sam, Luke and Jake. Just got back from Turkey. New Barnet, no longer receding.
Enjoy the episode.
Enjoy the episode.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, Joe.
Cheers, Joe.
That's a wrap, yeah?
That's a wrap.
That's all for
done
now.
for today, yeah. We're back again, and unfortunately, Mr. Joe Todd has overslept. He's not a real entrepreneur. Real entrepreneurs get up at 5 AM and his heart's not in it.
Yeah, he's also got the remote, so we can't change the light to orange. So
he just basically, his head's not in it.
Yeah.
His head's not in it.
Right, so...
and he always treads on the wires, actually, when he is here, so...
Yeah, we're better off without him anyway. Today's format, we've got a couple of questions. I think, Harry, are we going to go with you reading them? Yeah. Harry's received a couple of messages and put out some posts to get some questions in. And, yeah, we're going to basically answer them individually. So,
how many questions have we got from the listeners, Harry? Shout out Harry, by the way, cameraman. Coldest cameraman in the universe.
Jeez.
There's like 50.
Harry,
50.
I like it when Harry's on camera sometimes, you know.
I don't.
Right, let's hear some of the questions.
Right, let's hear it.
So, first one, what made you come up with the name, the Multipliers Club?
Joe.
Yeah, Joe basically designed the name, and we were just like, all right.
Yeah, we didn't really argue too much. I think it should really be multipliers. I think at the beginning. I don't know.
I think
not rating it.
I agree, but I like the is it called an abbreviation?
Yeah, the
when you make something
TMC,
short?
yeah.
I like TMC. I think TMC. You know, like TMT, the money team.
Yeah.
The Multipliers.
But what the actual name means is because we always talk about like the multiplying effect, like the compound effect.
Compound. Yeah, it could be the compound club, isn't it?
Of
Really?
like you're multiplying multiplying your network, multiplying your knowledge, always
Could have called
learning.
ourselves the Compound Club.
That sounds so much better.
The compound
Rebrand.
club. No, I think
Compound
Multiplier
club.
Club 6. Yeah,
It's alliteration, isn't it? Compound club.
Yeah, I personally like the Multipliers Club. I think the name's good. Like it's every aspect to multiply your life. Like multiply yourself in fitness, in your mind, multiply your bank account, multiply your investments,
Multiply your network.
Multiply your receding hairline.
We're doing a great job at that.
Yes, 100%. I actually have a hair transplant booked in.
Do you?
2nd of January, 2025.
Fucking hell, good.
I wanted to get Bali out the way and then get the
You don't
surgery.
need it, bruv. It ain't that bad.
Right, I think it's just I want to do it more so for me, you know. Like it's something that I've always been a bit conscious about. My hair's cool, like it's thick, but it's more so just the hairline. Harry, zoom in on the hairline for the camera. You boys see that? All the viewers at home, do I need a hair transplant?
Yeah, let's put in the comments,
When
does
you
Sam
do
need
that,
a hair transplant? Yes or no?
The thing is, like, I think when you get to your late 20s, I'm 30 next year. I mean, like, Luke's 30. Zoom in on Luke's hair. Right? It's too late to go back now. Luke, why don't you come Turkey with me, bro?
Are you going Turkey
No,
to get
sorry,
done?
I'm not even going Turkey. It's a
like
massive
Norwich,
lie.
Where are you going?
going
Norwich.
I think he's like Stockport or something. One of my clients,
Clients, does
Jamie's
it,
doing
so
it.
it's
He's
cool.
like a proper doctor. So yeah, getting a hair transplant 2nd of January. One of the reasons why I was holding off for so long is I hate how it looks, you know, in like the grow back stage, the first week, it looks like loads of really little cold sores on your head. Like it's scabby, it's disgusting. But apparently that only lasts for about a week. That drops off. and then it takes about a year for the hair to regrow.
Actually grow.
And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Second
Fair play,
term.
mate. One of your goals, gonna hit the goal. That's it.
100%. I didn't want to be one of those guys that doesn't tell anyone. You know, like
We've told the world now.
yeah, he's 100%. I would be transparent with it for sure.
Transplant with it.
Transplantant with it.
How do we get from TMC to hair transplant?
This is ADHD.
See, this is what we're talking about. Multiplying your hair.
Multiplying your hairline. That's
Multiplying your hair follicles. Right.
Here's a
next
question, Hazard.
If you was to have a fifth member to the pod, who would it be and why?
Benton. Celebrity
Benton.
business. Yeah. Benton.
Ben
Go to.
That's a good question.
Is that it can be someone we know,
Anyone.
or
Anyone.
it'll be somebody anyone in the world?
Anyone that suits the vibe. And
It's got to be a business person, right?
What, like, could I pick anyone in the world?
yeah.
Not Andrew
He
Tate.
just goes anyone. What? Anyone?
Like realistic. In fact, realistic is a limiting mindset, isn't it? So
Nah,
if
anyone.
If I could have anyone on the podcast,
Alive.
Dead or alive?
Alive.
Okay,
they
alive.
have to be alive. Oh,
For the it's got to be someone just super business entrepreneur. Richard Branston.
Just Branston Beans, bro.
Richard
Pickle.
Branston.
No, Richard Branson. I rate Elon and I rate Jeff, but they're very. I know they got a couple of other side bits, but Richard has done everything from owning an island to CDs to airlines, hot air
He's
balloons.
British. Back to British.
Yeah, and he's a Brit. So yeah, Richard.
Interesting. You know who I think I'd actually pick, right? Jimmy Carr. I'd pick Jimmy
For
Carr.
Vance.
Jimmy Carr because he's super, super funny. But he's also, if you boys ever listen to Jimmy Carr's pods, like he's featured
Yeah.
on podcasts.
Oh, no, not podcast. No, I watched
I've
this.
listened to some of his one on.
Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
He's so intelligent, man.
Yeah.
Like how he breaks down life and his outlook on certain things. I think he's just amazing, man. I think so. He would bring like a great outlook on life because he's quite business savvy, and he'd also have hella
Bands.
bands.
Yeah, a bit busy
So I
for
think Jimmy
time.
Carr would be
Yeah,
a
you'd
great
be in
host.
stitches, innit?
Yeah.
All the time. Luke?
Mate, no idea.
Steve Parrish.
The owner of Appiano's.
Yeah, easy. Free carbonara weekly.
Okay, someone asks, what's the weirdest job you've ever had before starting your individual businesses?
Wait, Harry, can you actually talk about what your dad's weirdest job was? What you
I
told us
can't,
before
I
the camera
can't.
was on.
Your mate's dad, but it's mate's dad, innit?
Mate.
No, it was,
mate's
your mate,
dad.
it was your mate's dad.
Alleged-
Right?
your mate's dad.
Allegedly, my
Or pretend
mate's dad.
dad.
Allegedly, he sold. He reviewed porn videos. I think.
Ratings out of 5.
And then allegedly got
he's-
raided by police. And allegedly done 10 years in jail.
Allegedly, it's still all above board.
Nothing dodgy there. So my weirdest job
That's
was
a great
probably,
question.
I worked as a card boy in Lorimer's when I was like 15.
I remember that.
And that was
Didn't you
so
get sacked for
embarrassing.
nicking from the till?
No, allegedly. no, I didn't. It was kind of peak. So like first job Lorimer's, I was 14 years old and it was on Selsdon High Street. And everyone used to chill on Selsdon High Street, like all of the Riddlesdown boards, all of the Wallingham boards,
I see
mostly
you.
like the actually naughty kids as well that would fully just take the piss out of you for banter. So like every single Saturday,
Using the hotspot.
like literally they would just walk past like, hey, bloody working in Lorimer's, isn't it? It was a horrible, horrible experience. And I was on like, it's a funny story. It was my first ever job. And I think I was on like £3 an hour. And it was maybe £24, £25 a day. And the first time I got paid, it was cash. I made a tweet and my tweet said, I ain't never going broke again. And said to God that night, Luke Harvey used to have poker nights in his old place. You know, he lived in Stafford Road. I went round, I put the whole 27 quid on the table, had no idea how to play poker, I lost everything.
Went broke. Harry, can you go back on his Twitter and see if you can find that tweet?
Please
Is
do.
it still there?
It probably is. It's like 2000 and fuck knows when. 2012 maybe?
Fuck. Luke, what was your weirdest job?
Oh, wait. This wasn't a job, but one of the weirdest things I've done for money. So, obviously, when I was in college, I used to be on these websites called Star Now, and used to get loads of jobs on like on movie sets as like extras. Obviously, got you boys on a few films and
Yes.
that.
we were
Yes.
extras.
And there was one job that came up, and it during the Olympics, so whatever year that was, maybe 2012. And the Chinese version of BBC. They needed someone that was sporty for 2 days just to like spend some time with, and you get paid like £100 a day. So I'm like, okay, I ain't sporty, but £100 a day is £100 a day. So I was like, yeah, cool, I'll do it. Anyway, so I didn't really know what I was getting myself in for, but so the Chinese like film crew, like loads of them, turned up at my nan's house. Because I had to say I lived there because it was a bit nicer house. They wanted to spend some time. And none of them spoke English. I had to have a translator. And they just followed me around for 2 days. Right. It was so random.
What was you doing?
So they were like, oh, look. They said there was no plan. This was the weirdest thing. So they turned up at the house and they were like interviewing me in Chinese and then having to translate it. And then I had a pretend bedroom in my nan's house, and there was a David Beckham photo in there. They love that, mate. Fucking hell, they love that. Yeah. And they're like, oh, can you go and do some sports? I'm like, okay, cool. So messaged my mate on BBM. Mate's like, oh, do you want to come play football? And then I was like, I'll go pick him up. And they're like, oh no, we'll pick him up. They sent all the executive cast to pick him up, like individually, like Kieran O'Grady, like a few of them. And then we just played football with all the Chinese people, the film crew.
Do you understand the word they were like saying?
No, just one of them. Just literally one of them. And then they're like, okay, cool. Can you go somewhere like shopping or something? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I had like a Vauxhall Corsa. Try to show you the photo. Vauxhall Corsa, proper like boy racer car.
With that big boom box in the back.
Yeah, proper loud bass. It was 6. I had me in the front, Michael Rowland, he was in the left seat, and then I had 3 Chinese people in the back, the film crew with the camera. They're filming. I'm like revving the engine, and they loved the bass. They were turning it up and that. And then we were driving down the road. Got about 5 minutes. 5 minutes down the road, broke down, innit? I broke down. Like, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, oh, damn, this is fucking peak. So they were like, oh, it's all right. We've got like all the cars. So we got in the car, went to Croydon. They just followed me around Croydon, the shops, like this film crew. I'm going in 4 feet. Remember 4 feet?
Yeah, I remember 4 feet.
Going in there, going in JD and that. And then they just presented me with a gift, some special pen. And then the next day, we had to go to Loughborough University, and I had to do some running. I didn't sign up for that.
You did sign up for that.
Loughborough University is like the sports one as well. And they're like, yeah, can you run? I'm like, I can try. Like, and I got Tom Nervin to come with us, and we had to run. Yeah, he was a good runner, to be fair. And yeah, that was it. I followed around, got the 200 quid.
Did you ever see the final edit of that?
Yeah, I did. So they sent it to me.
Can we get it?
I've been trying to get it for so long, man. I lost it because Tom had it in his emails. But it was on the BBC, Chinese BBC one, and it was like, so the documentary is all about the Olympics and that, and then like the only word you understand in it is Harvey. Like, that is it. So and David Beckham. That's like, it. I have no idea what it was. Oh mate, honestly, funny. Every now and again I always just go again. I must be somewhere. Like, I've been searching
how could you get it?
I just can't find it. I've tried so hard because it is jokes. It is really funny. One day it will come up somewhere.
Oh, there was another one I was thinking that you had done as well. That was fucking weird. Oh yeah, that was it. Didn't you play FIFA for like 48 hours?
Oh yeah, yeah. So like,
you're in the Guinness Book of World Records for that, aren't you?
Yeah, at the time. It's probably been broken now. So it's like 24 hours. Got to play FIFA for 24 hours at London Victoria Station. So I'm like, okay, cool. Missed a day of school, and then just played FIFA with like 10 guys for 24 hours. It was fucking freezing. That was good. Got a free membership for the website that they were promoting.
It's worth it then.
I got good at FIFA. All these people like paid to play FIFA, so that's why I got good at it and ended up playing FIFA.
And then he was a Guinness World Record holder.
Yeah. But people have definitely played FIFA for more than 24 hours in their bedroom, and there wasn't no adjudicator there. I guess. Yeah. That's
the weirdest job you've ever had, Jake.
I don't think I've necessarily had any weird jobs. Obviously, been on a couple of extras or films, being an extra.
That one, do you remember that? The one it was the fighting one at the stadium.
Yes, that was at Twickenham Rugby Stadium.
That was jokes one because we were doing the riots, weren't we?
Yeah,
and then
we're getting chased by
the police with the batons and that. And then they were like, guys, you need to be more serious. Like, what do you mean more serious? We're actually fighting.
She caused beef with the riot police. Yeah, because I won up and be like, you're next.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. Like, I was proper having it with some man. I must have been about 14, 15. Yeah. And when they said be more serious, I don't know what come over me. I was like, come on then, you cunt. And I spat at him. And then he came over with a baton and just clumped me so hard. It really fucking
that was
cool. Starting to get out of hand.
Ice cream. That was called Ice Cream Wars.
Ice Cream Boys
it's on
or
Netflix
something.
Or something.
Is it? It actually is.
And then we did the overnight shit.
Do you know what? That riot scene, because I watched it, I think they cut that scene out. I don't even think they aired that scene.
Did they? That was a
in
waste
it.
of money
You're in it.
then.
You run into a car park in that film.
Oh yeah, that was another one. Yeah, got
Something
beaten
like
up
that.
by Ryan Ashby. Like that was in the producers. Like I had to do the scene of running down through the car park, and then I had to like kind of they pushed me on the floor, and then they start beating me up, and then they're like, we had to do the take like 10 times. They're like, Luke, you need to be more realistic. I'm like, bro, do you know this is my mate here? He's the one kicking me, and he's actually kicking me. What do you mean more realistic? Like I'm actually getting fucking kicked here. You know what Ryan's like? Oh mate, that was jokes though.
I think not necessarily weird, but paper round. I got sacked from my paper round.
How'd you get sacked from a paper round?
So
Stole the pornos.
yeah, done what his dad does. His mate's dad. So basically, I had the round, and I just used to be late, like pretty consistently. And then I must have went out like a Friday night, Saturday, but they used to drop the papers for me halfway. And then for some reason, I just thought, oh fuck it, I'll do my paper round in reverse. So I'd done it in reverse, and then I was just hanging. So I was literally, I was just waiting at like where my first job was, and this must have been at like 9 o'clock. And he's already had a word with me that week about being late. And he's driven past me. I'd already finished the paper round. But because I'd done it in reverse, he saw me at the first house and he was just like, yeah, that's enough.
Man, did he not believe you when you said you just...
No, he didn't believe me. But then after a week, I went back there. And then I basically just begged for my job back.
That's 20 quid, bro. That £3 a day.
Yeah, £3 a day. And then I got my job back, and then literally the week later, in his window was an advert for a job that paid £7 an hour. So I was like, if I could do 3 hours a week, it was gardening at a big house. I just left. I was like, yeah, found a better job. Sorry, mate. And then when
did you tweet, never going broke again?
Yeah, never going broke again. And I had some like just random jobs. I was a floor fitter for about a year.
I remember.
That's Then obviously me and you worked together.
Did you ever go?
I was a window cleaner for quite a long time, for
Yeah.
probably about 18 months.
Yeah.
Before the flooring.
Before the flooring, yeah.
Jake, do you remember? I was 17, turning 18. I got into the broking industry selling diamonds, yeah?
Yeah.
Me and you were like, we were still mad pally back then.
Yeah.
And you were still flitting floors. And I remember saying to you, I'm like, bro, like, come for an interview. Like, you need to see what this shit's like. It's like nothing you'd ever imagine. Like, everyone's making serious dough. We're going to bars. It's mad. We're living the life. You got to come through. And I remember you were hesitant for time.
Yeah.
I think I actually must have pitched you over the course of like a couple of months, maybe longer.
Changed my life.
And look where you are now, bro.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Did you ever go on your paper round in your sleep though?
Could tell us a story.
Mate, oh mate.
You fell asleep.
So like basically it was like I thought my alarm went off for my paper round, yeah. So I thought I was late. So I got up, like looked at the time, thought it was like 7 AM. I'm supposed to be at 6. I'm like, fuck, I'm late, right? Put on all my clothes and that. They're all on the floor ready for me. So got dressed, got on my bike, had to ride to the shop and that. I remember going past these people, it was pitch black, people at the bus stop, and they're like, oh look, there's the paper boy. I didn't think anything of it anyway. Got to the shop's closed, and I look at the time and it's 1 AM.
Oh my god.
I don't know what happened, but I just tripped out and thought I was late, and then yeah. So then when I didn't want to drive back past them, like ride back past those people, because I thought they're going to think that's weird, so I had to go a different way. I actually did it twice, but one time I realised as I got to the front door that it was 1 AM.
Someone's on
Don't
the
know what
wind up
happened.
here.
No, yeah.
You know, for someone that's very organised, that surprises me.
Well, I was very early, weren't I? So
Yeah. Were you out the night before?
no, nothing like that. It's just it was weird because I'd only just gone to sleep like half an hour before. Like, so I don't know what happened, did it?
Right, Harry, give us another question that the listeners would like us to answer.
So this one just said guilty pleasures. So I'm assuming, what are your guilty pleasures?
Golf.
Is that a guilty pleasure though? Like, what's something you do but might be a bit weird that gives you pleasure?
Married at first sight. Me.
Is that your thing?
Yeah, Married at first sight. Love Island.
Maths.
Desperate Housewives.
Oh, big up Desperate Housewives. Just really quickly for the listeners, if you haven't seen Desperate Housewives, you need to see Desperate Housewives. It's the best series in the world. I've actually watched Desperate Housewives 3 times, right? And there's, what is there? I think there's like 8 seasons. There's like 20 episodes.
Some of them are mad long, innit?
Some of them are mad long. It's an
Like
hour.
an episode, yeah.
Yes, and it sounds like not how it is. In Desperate Housewives, there's a group of these housewives, right? And they live on a cul-de-sac. It's like suburban city, and it looks like the perfect place to live. But in that suburbia, it just says what goes on behind closed doors you never realise. There's drug dealers, paedophiles, rapists, murderers, and shit goes out, fraud artists, you know, con men. Like, it is so mad, honestly. I'd definitely advise.
April's watched it, and I've watched the odd episode, which actually was quite good, to be fair. But
Eva Longoria. Is it Eva Longoria? She's in it.
What's the most memorable piece of advice that you've ever had that was bad?
I think it came down to my first like proper job when I was in broking, about how if you just make your outgoings really, really high, you'll make loads of money and you'll be rich. So I financed a Rolex, used to spend all my money on like the payday weekend. They used to call me and my pal Tommy Spend, Sammy Spend, because we get paid on Friday, we come back Monday, we'd have no money left.
Never going broke again.
Yeah, like we would have the maddest weekend. And they kind of encouraged us to like spend all our money, get our outgoings high, so we were hungry, so we'd make more money. And a result of that was a very bad credit score, a lot of debt, and no financial literacy until the age of probably about 25. That's probably the worst advice I've had. Yeah. I think if I had the opposite advice, I'd be a lot richer than I am today.
Never know.
Never know. I don't know.
You had to learn that lesson, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
What's the hardest decision you've ever had to make as an entrepreneur? Tough ones.
Slimming down my business, because you always think big is better. So hiring sales teams, hiring marketing teams, getting a big office, done all of that, grew too quickly, overheads really high, and then had to make a decision, obviously got ill, then had to make a decision, do I just continue to try and get through this growth phase, or do I just let everyone go, get rid of the office, and kind of take a new approach? And that was the hardest but best decision that I had to make.
I think the hardest thing I've had to do is firing a couple of people that
How many
really
people you
liked.
fired?
I've lost count, man.
Have you really?
Fired so many people, like so many people now. But there's a couple of people that I fired, which was just tough because I really liked them. My first ever hire, well, second ever hire, Jack Turner, one of my sales guys. I was with him every single day for like 2 years, right? And we were pals, like we had a good laugh together. He drove me fucking crazy, but like he was a really...
He's a good guy.
He was my guy, you know, like, and letting him go wasn't easy because, you know, we were pals. So I fired him. Then I actually got him back a few months later. And then I fired him again.
It's like going back to your ex, right?
It's like going back to your ex. But it's not, it was kind of mutual in a way as well, because he had a side hustle. He was going on to bigger and better things. Still, like, chat to him now to this day. Like, that kid's got so much potential, man. He's very talented, he's articulate. He could have been a great sales guy. But he's got, you know, other plans. He's building businesses. So, yeah, firing a couple of people that I've had emotional connections with has been pretty tough.
Yeah, to be fair, before we even mentioned that, the first thing I was thinking was, it's probably letting people go that aren't, they need to go, but there are people that obviously you speak to a lot, like, and they kind of do become your friends in a way.
Yeah, you've got to keep that barrier.
Had to like let go of people that have been like our friends before when we've hired people and it's not been the right fit for whatever reason. So yeah, that's never a good day. But it's always panned out in the end.
You know, I think the hardest thing must actually be in business, right? I pray it will never happen. I think we're blessed, but like if you go into partnership with someone, like business with someone, and then breaking up a business relationship where you're equal partners, maybe someone's not pulling their weight, or I don't know, they might steal money or something. Like, if a business partner who was your friend deceived you, I think that'd be horrible.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking terrible.
Do you have a bucket list, and what's the top 5 things on your bucket list?
I think we're all kind of the same, in the sense of we all have very big goals. I don't class it as a bucket list, I class it as goals. And every year, all 3 of us, including Joe, when he does show up, big up Joe, he's a lad, we all do big things. We're all doing interesting stuff every single year. So I wouldn't really say mine's a bucket list, I've just got yearly goals down.
Yeah, it's different. It's a bucket list versus goals list. Like I've got like 100 goals written down.
Same concept though, right?
In a way,
bucket list, yeah.
Burning Man Festival.
That's kind of
I want to go Burning.
list
I want to
stuff,
go Burning Man
yeah.
Festival. What else we got on there?
Go to like destinations, I suppose. Do like
a lot of different destinations.
California
on there, yeah.
road trip. That's on there. Hawaii.
South
go
America.
abroad for 3 months, and not have to think.
Should
about
set up a charity. I think that was all I got.
Yep, set up a charity. Yep.
What
Eventually.
for charity? What would you do?
Underprivileged children.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
I'd want to work with kids. You lot are twisted, you know. Like, I'd want to work with. Making me sound like Jimmy Savile with this bitch, man.
You said it, bruv. You said it.
It's the way you said it and Paul, didn't he? Like he was thinking about
It's because he knew as soon as he had said it.
As soon as I said it, I was like, that did not come out how I
think
wanted
working
it to sound.
with children and yeah, obviously like
underprivileged kids,
that,
yeah.
like helping a lot of people that are unprivileged.
I'm in talks at the minute with a charity that's in Croydon called Legacy, and I'm planning on getting us there to host a podcast so we can actually film a pod and also just like answer questions from the crowd, tell them a little bit about us, and then maybe because we spoke about this before, innit? On I know you said about the charity stuff.
Yeah.
So I was thinking to Legacy at the minute, and yeah, just to maybe get an idea as to how we can like they've got a youth centre, so yeah, we want to collab with them and potentially like give them opportunities to like spend a day with your business, spend a day with my business, maybe for like one or two of the kids. Maybe if we do like a Q&A or something, and whoever gets the most right answers gets to spend a day with us in our businesses. That'd
be nice. We're all from and around Croydon, like, so it's the closest place to us really, where I feel like there's a lot of deprived families. I really want to this year actually I want to like go to a couple of orphanages and just give Christmas presents. Like, there's so much stuff probably we all own that we'll never use again, never wear again. We could just create like shoeboxes. Remember as a kid you used to do the shoeboxes in school? Just put a few things in there and just give them to some orphanages. Even if we were to go to like Argos and just buy like, I don't know, if we all chip in say like £500 each, get £2,000 worth of toys, you could probably supply an orphanage of like 50 kids with that.
You want to actually do something where you can see yourself making a difference. When you just give money to charity, you can't actually see it.
I think this is the biggest problem. I don't trust the charities because I think it was it the owner of, well, fact check this, Harry, but it was the owner of a certain charity. He had like a helipad on the roof of his house and he used to fly to his office every day in a fucking helicopter. And I just think you're owning a charity and you have that level of wealth. It doesn't quite add up to me.
I kind of like, I've been presented this before, but I kind of disagree because a lot of people moan, like the owner of wherever it is, he owns all this money, but like he's also like benefited millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of children. Like, why should he not be able to earn decent money?
I think it's a good point, but I just always question the validity. I'm skeptical as to whether they have or not. Like, I want proof. Where's the proof? You know, maybe that's
a massive one. There is like a lot of charities out there where they prioritise their
The thing is, it's on such a
team.
mass scale. Like, how can you go and fact check it?
Steve Duran, I think it was Steve Duran, said that he wanted to do charity work, right? So he messaged loads of charities saying that, you know, I want to donate, but before I do, I want you to send me your balance sheet, so I want to see where the transactions are going. He said out of like 100 charities, only 2 shared the balance sheets, which makes you really think. So I think giving away to charity is great. I think to make sure your money's going to the right place is...
That's why I think you're better off just doing it like locally or... Yeah. Like the bigger ones, like they have so much expenses. Like do you know what I mean? Like if you donate, I don't know, £1 to one of these big companies, a lot of them it's got to go into like the marketing, which obviously creates more money, but the staff, all that stuff trickles down. Probably the end user's probably not getting that much. Yeah. Whereas if it's like
the business is getting the profits, the money left over. Sorry, the charity's getting the money left over.
Locally, you'll notice the difference, and you can actually help.
Yeah, you'll be there. Like, yeah, you can see it. Oh, good question.
Have you had any arguments between yourselves? So between you four, have you had any arguments?
Yeah. In the early days, for sure. Me and Luke used to butt heads quite a lot. I came from an industry where everyone spoke to everyone like shit, though. I never worked in a normal job. Luke came from like a corporate background where like people respect each other and you get warnings and shit. And like we used to get staplers chucked at our head and there'd be punch-ups in the office. So it was just a very different environment we both came from. Like our maps of the world were opposites. So we butt heads a little bit in the beginning. It was never like crazy, but I didn't really know how to speak to people with respect in a corporate environment. So I had to learn that in the first year. I don't think me and Jake have ever really had an argument.
No, we've had disagreements to be like, oh, you do it, no, you do it.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I wouldn't say that's
But
like an argument.
no.
No, like, yeah, like I think in business, obviously, none of us are yes men, so we're all quite strong in terms of our ideas.
Definitely difference of opinions.
Yeah.
Like, I think it should be done that way. No, it should be done this way.
I like
It's like deliberation,
every week
really,
there'd
isn't
be-
it?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Deliberation.
I think, like discussing, like
Deliberate.
working out.
Yeah, rather than it's
what
not
we
an
are.
argument, it's a deliberating
Yeah.
what goes on.
I don't even think me and Luke have butt heads really this year. I don't think, or like in a long time.
I
Really
can't
long
think of
time.
it.
Like you learn to work with each other. Like the business partnerships that thrive, you understand their way of working. So like, for example, I know if I need something done, how not to approach Luke. Like, let me put it this way, yeah. Luke's the most chilled out guy in the world, yeah. If he loses his head, bruv, like,
I don't know if I've ever seen him lose his head though.
bruv, you don't want to see it, though.
What happened?
He just goes mad,
red.
mate. Like, bruv, he goes mad, mate. It's crazy, mate. The ISA is that we've got a sales team in South Africa, right? There's like 12 sales teams, 12 sales staff in South Africa, and I'm always seen as the bad cop. Luke's seen as the good cop because Luke's so chilled. But Luke actually lost his head at the team like 3 weeks ago because they didn't follow a process that Luke spent weeks building. And the sales team was like, Luke is really scary, boss.
Near-death experiences.
Man, literally. I don't-
yes.
Yeah, so like I had something crazy happen to me a couple of weeks ago. I've never really had like a near-death experience before other than this, to be honest with you. And I was in the Lake District, right? We went on a hike, and because it is so like remote country, there's no like health and safety, it's all just natural elements. We climbed to the top of like a waterfall, and basically it was me, my girlfriend, and my friend and his girlfriend. They were at like the other side of a bridge. Now under the bridge there was like a very thin stream of water. Like it wouldn't have been any deeper than the depth of your phone, right? It looked like no real threat, but maybe like 10 foot to the right there was the waterfall drop, and the waterfall drop was pretty peak. It was a ferocious waterfall, sharp rocks everywhere. As I walk over the stream, instead of going over the bridge like everyone else did, because I have to be different for some reason, I slipped over, and everyone was laughing. They're like, you dickhead, you fell over. And it was funny at first, but when I tried to get up, I started sliding towards the ridge of the waterfall, and everyone was like, Sam, grab onto something. But as I look around, like there was nothing to grab onto. It was like a limestone base, and there was no big rocks I could hold onto. So the more I was moving my body, the faster I was going towards the drop of this waterfall. And I was just, in my mind, I thought, I'm going to fall down this waterfall. I was like, I have to land on my feet. I can't go down head first. I have to land on my feet. So I moved my body round. So when I was about to go off the edge of the waterfall, and I couldn't see at the bottom, I didn't know what to expect. I was going to, go foot first down. And all the people saw, and the strangers, like, someone help him, he's going to fall down the waterfall. My girlfriend and my best mate, they saw me just drop off the edge of the waterfall. They couldn't see what was at the bottom. They thought I fucking died, right? What they didn't see, about a 4 meter drop below the waterfall,
That's still high.
there was, it was quite high. There was like a ridge, which was no wider than this sofa, maybe like half a meter, which I managed to land on with my feet, and then I slipped on my side. And as I slip on my side, I grab onto a rock, right? I'm grabbing onto this rock, but the waterfall from above, the water's like trying to push me down the ledge. And if I went down the second ledge, it wasn't like crazy high, but it was high enough where if you hit a rock or something and you went unconscious, you could split your head open, like 100% you could have died. So I managed to pull myself off this rock, right? And literally, luckily, this northern guy saw me from the beginning, ran to the side of the waterfall. He's like, quick, grab my hand. So I grabbed his hand, and from where like he managed to pull me out, my whole body was shaking. I had a tiny bit of blood on my knees, and my boy Jake was like, he ran down and was like, oh my God, are you fucked? Like, your leg's broken. But I didn't know, because the adrenaline, my body was just shaking. I felt my legs, and I was like, nah, boys, like, I'm actually all right. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. So I have 2 very small cuts on my knees. And literally, Jake's face, my best pal, like, he's pale. We couldn't believe what he saw. Tierney, my missus, the first question she asked me was, have you still got the car keys? I checked my
Did you have
pocket.
them?
I was like, I do actually. Yeah. But no, that was crazy. We can actually, Harry, can you B-roll? I've got a video of the waterfall. I took a video of that shit. Add that on.
Did you take it after? Did you take the video after? Yeah.
After. Well, funnily enough, before, Tierney was taking pictures of me as I was about to walk over the stream.
Oh, fucking hell.
And it's a live photo, and you can see the moment I just about slip.
Oh, wow.
And then Tierney goes like, Sam. And then you'll see how like much of a less of a threat it looked like. It didn't look like any real threat
Yeah.
at all. So everyone was just so surprised it happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Have
Right?
you had any,
Nature.
Luke?
I was trying to think. I didn't think I had any. I got a close one, I guess. Like when I was went to Park Life Festival, right? I was on the way to the festival in the back of a cab, right? And out of nowhere, like something came through the window, like the back window, like, and everyone thought we were getting shot at. And like my mate Flynn, he's like, "Everyone duck, duck, duck!" So we're ducking like this. And we're like, "What the fuck?" And then like the driver like drives really fast over, pulls over, and then basically it was a fucking golf ball. So like the golf ball, there was a driving range, but it was really fast. The guy must have hit it fucking hard, right? And it's come and it's literally gone past my ear, right?
You hear it
like,
go?
It go past my ear and hit literally like the headrest in front of me. But it missed me like that much, bro. If it hit me, I would have at least knocked me out, bro. Like
Wait, it was in the back of like your neck.
yeah, like if it hit me in the back of the head, it wouldn't have fucked. Like it missed me like that. It was
Probably
like
could have
after-
actually died from that, you know.
Mate, yeah, that's yeah, bro. It
Yeah,
was
that's like a
far,
spinal
like,
cord
past
there,
the
isn't it?
driving
Yeah.
range, past the driving range.
He's fucking hit it, isn't he?
Yeah,
probably me
but
who
like,
done that.
it was so close. It was so close. It would have been like literally on
in
my
Romford,
fuck.
is
It
it?
would have been like here on the back. So I've got a video of like afterwards where the cab smashed and that cab driver was fucking pissed. But I was lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I've had two. Obviously, the pneumonia. That was really scary. Yeah, obviously, I mean, most people probably heard it anyway if they're listening to our podcast. But yeah, had pneumonia last year and was. To be fair, I was teed up for an operation to actually get rid of it. It's that bad. It turned from pneumonia into something else, and they said I was going to be in there for 2 days, and they'll apply me with antibiotics and get rid of it. And then, yeah, it didn't go. And then another 5 days went on, didn't go. Another 5 days went on, they couldn't get rid of it. And then I was thinking, oh, fuck. I didn't know what was going to happen.
It's
at that
mad seeing
point.
you even in a wheelchair. You don't think like
Yeah, I was in a
anyone's gonna
wheelchair for
get
2
you
weeks, mate.
going
Like,
from
I
mad
couldn't
active
fucking like walk just without feeling just knackered. So yeah, I was in a wheelchair for 2 weeks, off work for about 3 months, and then yeah,
It made me
back.
feel really like fucking. It weirded me out when I saw you in hospital. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
When I come to visit you,
You saw me on my good days. You saw me on my best days. You saw me at the end of my 2 week stint.
Jesus,
You
I
saw
remember
me
how
when I was at my
thin
best.
you looked. You looked like you lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I'd lost
You
10 kilos.
Wow, that's a lot of weight. What is that stone wise? That's like 2 stone,
I
about
don't
2
even
stone,
know,
isn't
probably
it?
about a couple of stones.
It's
Yeah,
a
and I
lot
didn't
of
weigh a
weight.
lot anyway. Like,
I just remember seeing you pale, bags under your eyes, one of those dressing gowns on, in
Yeah.
a wheelchair, and I was just like, bruv, you look like
What
you're
the
actually
fuck?
dying. I
Yeah.
couldn't even work it out.
another time I nearly died. I was in McDonald's. I was bare young, and I was eating mozzarella dippers, and I dipped it into some barbecue sauce, and it all went on the floor. And just like being a bit of an idiot, just cracking up, put the dipper in my mouth, and when I'm laughing, I've gone, and it's just hit the back of my throat. And then I thought, oh fuck, I can't breathe. I thought I was having a heart attack, and I turned to my mate, and I couldn't talk. I was like. Heart attack.
hate that.
And he, because we were laughing about the barbecue sauce hitting the floor, he was just like cracking up at me. And I was like, no, I'm serious. Like, I could not breathe. And anyway, I didn't know what the fuck to do. I was panicking. Like, it was lodged in the back of my throat. And then the cleaner walked past. And then I was turned to the cleaner. I just started doing star jumps because I just wanted her attention. I was like, couldn't talk. You can't tell anyone that you're fucking dying. And anyway, I thought, what is going to get me the most attention? So I ran right into the middle of the McDonald's kitchen and was just going round like
in the kitchen.
in the kitchen. And then the manager came over because people are like, there's this nutter running around the kitchen. I'm like,
Probably thought you were on crack.
and at this
innit?
point, I was on the floor like this. and then he had realised what was happening. He just patted me on the back like a couple of times, done the old Heinet manoeuvre, and then and then I was like, and I spat it out, and I was like,
Oh my god!
and then
mate.
Fine mozzarella dipper, bro.
ambulance was called. Yeah, that's one of the 6 million ways to die. Is
Jesus,
death,
how old
death
were
by
you?
mozzarella dipper. Must have been about 13, I reckon, maybe 14. Ambulance was called, and then I was put in like the McDonald's office, and I was sat in there, and the ambulance just checked me over. My uncle came down, picked me up, and I went home, and then deeped it that night. And I was like to my mum, I was like, could have died today, like by mozzarella dipper.
That guy saved your life.
Yeah, I went back a little while after, and I just went and thanked him. He was the manager at McDonald's, so I don't remember his
Imagine
name.
if he didn't do that and no one knew CPR.
Yeah, he just started punching me on the back because he could tell, but at this point I was on the
so
floor
scary,
because I just didn't know what to do. So
Do you think you were gonna die?
Yeah. I literally thought I was dead because I was like, no one's listening to. No, it's like a bad dream, when you're trying to punch someone, you can't punch someone.
Yeah.
It was like
you're
that.
trying to run away and you can't. Your leg
Yeah, you
goes
can't
all
run away.
you're
Literally,
defenseless.
that was the real life version. I'm turning to my mate, telling him I can't fucking breathe. He's cracking up at me. The cleaner's looking at me like I'm a fucking weirdo.
Doing star jumps.
I'm doing star jumps, and then I just had to go in and just fucking run around the kitchen and get someone. I just thought I need to get someone's attention. And then the manager obviously got called, so saved my life.
Similar, I deeped the waterfall thing, not when it happened. I don't even think I was in such a state of shock when it happened. I was still joking about it for an hour after, but it's when I got back to the van, the adrenaline worn off, and my body started to ache a little bit. I said to Tini, I was like, I can't believe I just fell down a waterfall. And she was like, Sam, I thought you fucking died. She didn't even know what to think. And the more I thought about it that day, I just started to really deep how short life is, man. Swear to God, it was crazy. And poor Tini, still now, she said, before she goes to sleep, all she can see is me falling off the waterfall. Because for her, it looked 10 times worse because she couldn't see there was a ledge underneath. She just thought I fell down a waterfall. Crazy. Anyway, next question.
Someone's asked, how would you survive a zombie apocalypse if it happened today?
Oh mate, I mean,
do I have unlimited
Dead.
funds and resources?
Realistic. So right now, zombie apocalypse, everyone else turns to zombies right now.
I'd head to the kitchen first, get a weapon of choice.
What would your weapon of choice be?
A knife.
Really?
Scissors.
With a zombie, you have to remove the head, right, for them to die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally.
I'd have to use this thing here, probably, innit?
Or just go for the brain, isn't it?
Blunt force.
Yeah, you have to kill the brain.
Yeah. Was there a plan?
Can I have a ray gun?
No.
Realistic.
I don't know. I've been watching Walking Dead at the moment. It's crazy. It's such sick. If anyone hasn't watched that, it's a sick series. But there's loads of mini series off in it. But it's maddest thing about the whole thing is that everyone just ends up turning on each other. And then the humans, the people that are alive, become more of a threat than the zombies because they're trying to protect themselves and their people. I think it's nuts.
Trying to keep people.
But the best one was, and they think was when they had a prison. And they were in the prison for a long time. They managed to keep that secure for pretty good odds. So I'm probably going to prisons.
Secure.
Prisons.
Can't get in, can't get out.
You know what I would do, right? I would go to an army barracks at the top of a mountain
Barack Obama's army.
where there's a helicopter, and I would get 5 to 10 of my strongest, most efficient friends and my stepdad, because he was a Marine for 8 years. He had fucked the shit out of those zombies. And my weapon of choice would be 2 really long machetes, akimbo. You never run out of ammo with 2 machetes.
That's true.
Right?
Go a bit blunt though.
And yeah, in the army barracks, there's going to be a lot of weaponry, machine guns.
Is
with
there actually
turrets.
weapons in the one in Coulson or Caterham? Is there actually weapons in the barracks?
No idea.
There?
I don't know. I mean, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I hope so.
There used to be barracks, but they're not anymore, aren't they?
What's the most unusual place you've come up with the great business idea?
Woods Rave, 2021.
Yeah.
You remember the day?
Yeah, literally. Care B&B. This is a business or not really, but it's kind of. But it's when we're really old, we're I don't know, 80. We'll get a care home. It'll be the sickest care home ever with all our mates, right? We'll have golf course. We'll have a club.
Fishing lake.
And just be everyone
Golf
together,
course.
mate. It'd be the premium creme de la creme care home. You know what I mean?
The idea was
Care
find
B&B.
50 friends, right? Get everybody to invest £100 a month into a saving account
from now
over 50 years.
Hey, you got to thought this out.
Yeah, it was
in
mad
mad
detail.
detail. We're going to call
that.
it Care Home B&B instead of Airbnb, right?
How much money would you have by the time you're 80 if you saved £100 a month?
I think we worked it out to be a good few mil. But I mean, we were off our nut in a
You'd
rave.
need 30, 40 mil.
We even thought about who's going to build it. Joe Todd will build it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be sick.
The flights.
We're going to have a rave hall, a bingo hall, a go-kart track.
Yeah.
We're going to make retirement super, super fun.
I love that.
Care Home B&B.
Coming to you soon.
I actually have, Harry, can you B-roll? I've actually still got the notes on my phone from 2021. There's bare spelling mistakes on that from where we were all absolutely nutted, but it's all on this phone. I'll add it.
Just a quick one. We've now created more multipliers, and that is for a lot of the behind the scenes footage and short form content. So go over there and subscribe if you want to see what we're getting up to behind the scenes.